So we're here in the draft.
Your team is banning.
In the draft, the first ban is from Infamous eSports, and then the first ban we've seen from Neville, that is Esmeralda. Okay, this is the first
Ling ban. That we were saying every time we were like, Ling is so strong, ban that hero, ban that hero.
Exactly. So I think looking at Harry ban.
Maybe they're targeting heroes of Griffin. Who knows?
The second ban is from Infamous eSports. That's Harry. Okay, and then the second ban from the side of Griffin, that is
Alina.
Popo.
Oh.
So, I mean, I've seen I'm friends with some Infamous. The players. So I've seen how they play Fightman, and then they play Popo as a support, and then I think that's one of their main targeted heroes. That's the spike ban.
Popo and Koopa is
first pick. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that, Uranus and Akimi here. Wow, interesting. But as what you were saying, Popo and Koopa is actually one of the stronger support heroes right now. It's really, really popular in the Southeast Asian region. It's gonna be interesting why it was banned. But now from the side here of Infamous, I feel like they should lock in their tanks here or their fighters, and they're gonna be looking to lock in the Tamas here, probably the Kufra, maybe the Kaya, Atlas. I'm expecting a tank here. Oh, there we go, a Kaya pick here.
Kaya pick. This is like, I think this match is a serious match coming from both the teams, and then it's going to be very interesting. Okay, so this is the first match that has Kaya as well as Valir from both the teams.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, what do you think Griffin should ban here, Venus?
Griffin, I think Griffin, they can go for a Claude ban.
I agree.
Yeah, Claude ban, because even Bruno is very OP, but then I prefer a Claude ban.
Yeah, Bruno has been nerfed a little bit now. I think his critical and attack speed has been nerfed around 30%. But maybe that is a target ban against Infamous, because look at that. We had the Harriet ban, which you normally don't see. So maybe that is why.
And then there's the Hayabusa ban from Team Griffin. Let's see, what Team Infamous will go for for the third ban.
For the ban here, they can probably look out to ban out the fighter here, like the Jawhead. Oh!
There you go.
See,
oh my goodness.
If the game is going normally, we can predict the draft, but when it was like the last game, we're like, Vixana! Xylong!
I know, we kept, we had to question ourselves as well as their picks. And then so we can see the fourth pick coming from Miraka. That's Helkert. And then this Miraka is a global Helkert. This will be a very exciting match. And then we can see Claude pick coming from Team Infamous.
Yes, you were right on that one. The Claude should have been banned 100%.
And then what do you think about Atlas?
Atlas is actually really, really popular in the Southeast Asian region again. He is kind of banned sometimes. He's like a Kufra. Like in the Asian region right now, it's either you pick the Kufra or the Atlas. You can pick the Baxia if the enemy has Esmeralda or Uranus. And that's kind of like the only tank that they're choosing there. Sometimes Grog, but not as popular anymore as before. So the question is, who has a better draft here, Venus?
For me, I think I'll go for Team Famous. I prefer the draft, and then we can see Dust, India number 2 Selena, and then YouTube Blink plays, that's India number 3 Claude, and then we see Miraka, India number 1 Helkert. So for me personally, I'll go for Infamous draft. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, for me personally also, I'm gonna go here for the side of Infamous. I just like their draft better. By the way, shout out to Yui Hirutsuwa. Hello, thank you so much for the lovely comments that you've been giving me. So, now that we have the actual draft, I do agree with you. I like the draft here of Infamous. I mean, just having the Selena and Tamos in your early game is just very, very good. But we're going to be seeing how Griffin is going to be playing this Hellcurt, because he's one of those champions that is not as big as much as the rest, but still capable to bursting down a lot of the heroes.
Yeah. I mean, he can really easily melt. I mean, he can easily take down Claude from the back line. But let's see, because like Infamous, they have some really tanky heroes. Look at Tabo deck. And then they can, I think they can, if they protect Claude very well in the early game, I think Claude will be able to melt everyone from Team Griffin.
I do agree with you in this one.
Because it's like drafting Infamous according to both of us, they might have the upper hand, but then let's see how both the kids, carry out the strategy and the synergy. We can't really tell like who would win or who will win.
So we're just having a little, delay here. I'm not really sure why, because it seems like the game is not loading for some reason. But once again, this is the Indian influencer match. I'm iPrince and this is Venus, and the game has started.
5 seconds till the end.
For the side here of Infamous, we have Dusky, Katie Cat for this Selena, Bleed for this Tamas, Neville for this Kaya, YouTube Blink Plays for this Claude, and PYZ for this Akai. I'm sorry.
Bless you. So from the side of Griffin, we have Ryzen, Mihiro on Atlas, and then Miraka is on Hellcurt, and then we have Shobit on Valir, and then Anku is on Uranus, and then C7 picked for Kit. So let's help. So right now we're seeing a funneling for Claude.
And a lot of the heroes have changed a lot of the teams have changed their rotations now, because before a lot of the marksmen starts actually with the red buff, but this time Claude actually started with the purple buff instead. And I think the main reason for this one is because the jungle gold has been nerfed a little bit. They increase a tiny bit of gold that is given away in the minions, so it's very important to clear that first minion wave nowadays. But they're looking to gank Miraka in a top lane. He's gonna be falling down here. 100. No.
That's the first blood coming from Selena, and then Miraka goes down. So I think since Miraka is a very good Hellcurt player, so Infamous might just aim for Miraka, like how we've seen in the earlier matches, how everybody was aiming for Kufra. So I guess Miraka will be a main target here, and that was a really nice first blood coming from Selena.
It was such an amazing stun, really. Wow.
What do you think about Akai being played as a off laner instead of Kaya?
I think it's okay. I do agree with you that Akai can provide a little bit more at the start of the game, because with that 1,000-pounder with the blender, it can stun people. But at the same time, maybe they are putting the Kaya here just to provide a little bit more damage when rotating, because Akai gonna be looking to defend this one. He does have the Hurricane Dance here to defend this turret, and he's gonna be able to defend it actually.
Yeah, that's like with the he manages to defend, and then he manages to take the creep as well. Both Uranus and Miraka, they were trying to take some jungle, but then so let's see. I mean, Claude is getting spoon fed right now from Kaja and Stelina. So I think Claude is going to be dealing a lot of damage. And are we going to see a invade here?
Yeah, maybe there can be an invade here. Oh, but the Hellcurt, Dark Knight Falls is looking to attack someone here. He cannot find anyone though, so this might be a return engage coming from the side of Infamous here. They're going for it. Kaya is looking for it, but at the same time, that is a good disengage. Oh, one person is caught out here. Wow.
Look at the Hurricane Dance coming from Akai, but then that's so Selena and Thomas goes down, and then because Valir was dealing a lot of damage. Did you see? And then the burn burst coming from Valir.
Yeah, but in that team fight, actually, it was won by the side of Griffin. I think they were able to secure 2 kills, and only the side of Infamous here only secured one. So I feel like that was a win situation coming from the side of Griffin here. Me here trying to escape, but unfortunately, he has Abyssal Trap, so he's gonna be falling down also.
Selena is playing very well. And
She
then,
is.
Like, what do you think about Selena being played as a support? Do you think it's like one of?
I mean, I feel like Selena has been being played now as support a lot of the times because she kind of like as a main mage she falls down actually, because when it comes to the late game she cannot really do that insane dives anymore, diving the turret. So she is going to be playing as support here. But at the same time, as you can see, the gold is relatively the same. Even though the side here of Infamous is up with 2 kills, it's very nice to see that Griffin is able to make sure that they have the same gold, even though they're a little bit behind.
So the first turtle is up with ticking, and are we going to see a possible Garrett? Okay, look at Miraka.
Yeah, I mean, very, very aggressive. So
Yep. He used
I feel like
rifles, but then he didn't connect it with any of them.
as you can see,
And
our teams are just actually playing a little bit on the objective side this time. They're just looking to take the turrets. Very, very interesting rotations coming from both sides right now.
so Team Griffin is contesting for the turtle right now, the first turtle, and let's see, if Team
Initiate retreat.
Famous will be able to take the turtle. Okay, Miraka
That was so
managed to
close.
take down the turtle. Yeah,
I was
that
like,
very
is it
cool.
gonna be the last side where the Selena stole the Lord? I was like, oh my god!
Request backup.
That was like one of the most epic moments in today's event, according to me.
It was so close last time, right? I was like, can they really do that? But as you can see,
Oh,
Abyssal Arrow connecting again.
yep. Connected Miraka, but then she didn't die. It's
Oh, another one!
this Selena, I mean, she's like the India Supreme Selena. So
Double kill.
that's like the expected play. Anyway, that's a double throw coming from Miraka. And then I guess we're seeing the India #1 Halcard gameplay now.
Very, 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 very convincing gameplay coming from Miraka here. He knows exactly when to use the Dark Knight Falls, when he can get someone. Even though he's a tank, it doesn't matter. Even, like, but the Selena is just so good.
Selena is just like, her Abyssal Arrows have been connecting continuously.
I feel like all the Selena stuff we've seen today are very, very good, don't you think?
Yes. They're playing really well.
But Venus, now that we're coming here into the mid-game stage, who do you think has the better draft here when it comes to that spike in terms of DPS? Because I feel like Miraka with 3-1 score, she is a little bit fed, but what do you think here?
Yeah, like looking at how the team in Famous, I think their positioning is a little on the bad side compared to the thing. And then we have Miraka
Turtle
on Halcard,
resurrecting
so
soon.
Halcard can use
Initiate
it. Okay,
retreat.
look at that stun coming from Selena once again.
So close,
And
but
yeah.
no follow-up unfortunately because the Claude and the Akai was relatively far behind.
Yep, that's the second turtle, and I think Miraka is going to take it. So coming back to who has the upper hand in this mid game, I think Miraka can easily take down any of the ADs now. I mean from backline, be it like Valier or be it like Selena or Claude. So I think Griffin has the upper hand for now. But let's see, because there's another abyssal stun coming from Selena.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much pressure on this purple buff actually.
Yep.
Wow, Kaya falling down there in the bottom lane. Maybe this is the reason why they wanted to put Akai instead of the Kaya against the Uranus. Because the Kaya has, he cannot escape. I mean, Akai can escape, But that is a retribution kill coming from the Claude here. At the same time, Miraka is in the top lane looking to push one turret, but Akai says hi, he's in here for a rescue.
Request backup.
So right now we're in the 8th pick of the match, but then the goal difference is just like we can see only around
Wow.
2k. So I think this is a very interesting gameplay coming from both the teams, because this is like the mid game and then both the teams are playing so well.
Launch attack.
That was a very good Hurricane Dance coming from the Akai there. I feel like Miraka should have
Yeah.
died. But at the same time, the follow-up was a little bit slow on the side. Because look at this. They're being sandwiched now by the team of Infamous here.
Request backup.
Selena misses her abyssal arrow. Let's see, I think they managed to take down the turret. Okay, abyssal arrow connected, and then it's Miracle.
Initiate.
Oh
Look at
my
the stun
God.
coming from Valier.
Mega kill.
And
Wow.
Shut him down.
that amazing
Double
blazing
kill.
duet coming from Claude.
But at the same time, you can see the DPS coming from both of these heroes. It's a lot. I mean, Kimi is looking to target the Claude that is 1 HP, but he probably should have just killed the tanks here instead of chasing the Claude, because the Claude with 10 stacks is so fast. Kimi, C7. Maybe you targeted the wrong hero instead, because now you lose the top lane turret and probably your life. Oh, he survives.
Oh my goodness, you survived it. Kimi versus Tamus. But anyway, we can see, Team Griffin is like pressuring a lot on the turret. Actually,
Yes.
both the sides are, like placing both their their objectives. Like they're both pushing turrets in a very fast way, and then their rotations are pretty nice.
I agree.
So the Lord is now up for taking. I think like both the teams, they'll just wait for like 1-2 kills and then that's. So what do you think? Like what you asked me, you asked Vicky like this is the mid game, and then who do you think has the upper hand?
I just feel like the Kaya is basically non-existent right now. I mean, Neville picked out that hero to pull one out in the team fight, but every single time he dies first, maybe. So I feel like they're not really using this hero to his fullest advantage, because if Neville managed to pull out maybe, let's say, the Helkert, the Valier, there's an instant damage that's going to be coming from the Blazing Duet of the Claude, because right now he probably has Demon Hunter Sword. Yeah, he does have Demon Hunter Sword, 2 items already.
Yes.
8k
Yeah,
gold.
he has the Demon Hunter and then the golden stuff.
So he's gonna be dealing a lot of damage here. And the side here of PYZ, he's actually engaging really well as an Akai here. But at the same time,
Yeah.
Selena has been forced out to use the Purify. Oh!
Okay, there comes the
Miraka.
Dark Knight Force, and then is Helkert going down? Is Miraka? Okay, Miraka manages to escape. There was a lot of damage coming from Claude.
See, this is what I really feel like what's going on wrong with the side of Infamous. I feel like Neville should just step it up this time. I know he's not playing the Chow, but he has to hook those priority targets, and maybe if not the priority targets, maybe just pull out the tanks instead if you can kill them anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be very hard to kill that Atlas actually. So the only ones that he can pull is probably the Kimi, Valor, and the Helkert. For the side of Takaya here.
So like okay, Selena and Tamus managed to take down Urada's bot lane. So let's see. I mean, Team Griffin is contesting for the Lord. They're just waiting.
See,
Okay, there's a
this is what
chance
happens
for them
every
to-
single time. The Akai is able to lock down the Helkert with the Hurricane Dance, but the follow-up coming from the Claude and the
yeah.
Selena is very slow. So that is something that probably they can improve on as a team. And this is the perfect opportunity for them to improve, because this is the Indian influencer match.
Very true. So right now we're in like 12 minutes. Okay.
Oh, there we go, finally! Neville is listening to us. And this should be an easy Lord Cole now, coming from the side of Infamous. They just need to be a little bit wary from the side here of Miraka with the deadly stingers. Because one Dark Knight falls, this might be a Lord still coming from the side here of Griffin yet again. But I feel like they're not going to be doing it. See,
Look at that Hurricane Dance coming from Akai. He's like, he's beating down every possible hero. This Akai is playing really well. He's like, yeah. Okay, that's the English word coming from side of Infamous. So
See-
let's say, do you think Griffin Esports should okay, that's another ultimate coming from Kaya, but then it was Uranus, so Uranus managed to escape anyhow.
And I feel like this is the only thing missing. I mean, if they'd been doing this from the very start of the game, they could have, they could have probably ended this much sooner. But at the same time, this is not the end yet coming from the side of Griffin, because this Lord is defendable. They haven't lost any inhibitor towers yet, and it's gonna be interesting what kind of defense the side of Griffin is gonna be showing us, because Anko here in the bottom lane is stunned by the Selena. Gee, wow.
Selena, look at Uranus. Okay, I think Uranus is going to go down in the hands of.
Oh, he left
Okay.
it.
I'm not very sure why. I mean,
I feel like he should have just chased it, because he had the stacks needed to chase him down.
exactly.
But I feel like the side of Infamous is just looking forward to get as much objective as they can with the Lord, because they only got one turret for a Lord. Not really the best if you think about it.
and then look at the ultimate coming from Atlas.
Yeah, the
Okay,
Fatal
Kaya
Links was
goes down
really
once
amazing,
again.
but at the same time, the Atlas is gonna be falling down here with the Blazing Duet. The next target is the Uranus. He is gonna be falling down. It was a nice try coming from Neville there, trying to look for a pick-off for the Kimi and the Valir, but at the same time, he was just pushed back by the Seal Torrents of the Valir here. Oh, Kimi is gonna be falling down. Amazing gameplay again coming from this Claude.
Enemy missing.
That's a double kill. Okay, so the time rifle. And then is Helpet going down? Yes, that's a monster who coming from Claude.
Wiped out.
I feel like that's what happens when you TP in front of your enemy. Yikes.
Yeah.
Launch attack.
Helpet nearly took down, Claude, but then I think Claude is more farmed than Miraka, because Claude is like 12
Enemy
and then
missing.
Miraka just has 10 pieces. I think,
I do feel.
What is, I mean, right now, looking at everything,
Yes?
Thank
Esports
you.
to be having the upper hand with the third advantage as well as gold. That's like 5k different.
Mhm.
So, what do you think Griffin should do, in order to have, in order to survive, to win?
I feel like what they needed to do this time is to make sure that they do have the right items for the Claude. Kimi should have the Winter Truncheon by now, but it seems like she's only buying it this time. I mean, Valir already has it, but I feel like the perfect chance for them is to make sure that the Helker targets the Claude every single time, because Kimi is gonna be dealing a lot of damage anyway from the back line, because
Yeah.
that's how she works with her pew pew and her. Oh, but here in the bottom lane, Uranus is a gunner.
Uranus
She's
getting sad.
he's gone.
Anyway, I think we can see like Claude is like fully built. He has all the necessary builds that he needs.
See, look at this Akai.
Give me. Yep.
He has something against this Helkert.
Launch attack.
Akai takes down Helgert and then Kimi also takes down Tamus. But this might be a possible,
Launch attack.
game over. Okay,
Yeah, that's a GG. That would be coming from the side here of Infamous. And I just realized actually why Neville is struggling with his Kaya, because he built Lightning Truncheon, not tanky Kaya.
okay. So that made him a little more than the.
Made him super squishy. So maybe that's the reason why he couldn't really do a lot of engages, because that is a Valir, that is a Kimi.